G'day, this is Peter Presnell, and I want to talk to you today about a new project that I've started called Project Klingon. This is going to evolve over the coming weeks and months, and today's presentation is going to show you the first prototype of this project. As many of you know, at Lotus 2010, IBM announced a new project called Project Vulcan. Project Vulcan represents IBM's vision of how they will take its Lotus product suite and integrate them in a way that will deliver a new generation of collaborative tools and applications. It will boldly go where no collaboration solution provider has gone before. I should point out here I have no inside knowledge about Project Vulcan. I don't work for IBM. All I'm doing here is talking about my own views of what Project Vulcan itself may be. But based upon what I saw at Lotus Sphere, Project Vulcan is not a new product. It's going to represent an extension of all of the existing products in the Lotus product family, but combine them in new ways. In many ways, you can view Project Vulcan as being completely logical. Project Vulcan is going to be a game changer for Lotus Notes. So if you haven't gotten that message, you should start paying attention to what is going to be coming with Project Vulcan and think about how it's going to impact the way that you do Lotus Notes development. Because for the first time, Project Vulcan has the potential to make Lotus Notes development cool and sexy. Project Vulcan is coming soon. They are already talking about betas of Project Vulcan being made available in Lotus Live towards the end of 2010, and so we don't have long to go. So with that in mind, I've started work on my own project called Project Klingon. Again, it is not completely new and represents many of the things that I've been working on lately in the area of collaboration, but now I'm putting it together with a new frame set in mind. The frame set is represented by IBM and their Project Vulcan. In many ways, Project Klingon represents a pathway for Notes applications to Project Vulcan. I'm going to adopt many of the concepts that I've seen in Project Vulcan and combine them with concepts I'd already had in place, but I am going to be excluding all the analytics and much of the feed consolidation because I'm going to leave the tough stuff to IBM to solve. Project Klingon is going to exploit Notes Domino 851, and in particular its emphasis is going to be on the use of XPages in applications to integrate them into a Vulcan-like concept. So that's all well and good, but exactly what is Project Klingon? Well, let me now give you a quick walkthrough of some of the early concepts that have been developed so far. For today's demonstration, I'm going to be using a Lotus Notes application I developed quite some time ago using Lotus Notes 6. So this is a standard or classic Notes interface for what is I'm called the Lotus Development Technical Library. It's a collection of material that I've collected over the years that's of technical in nature that relates to Notes development. So I've got articles, I've got books, bookmarks, podcasts, presentations, each displaying different types of records. And so this is not uncommon of many Notes applications, but what I now want to do is show you how we might represent the same information in a Vulcan world. Before taking a look at Project Klingon, let's take a look at the only publicly available screenshot for Project Vulcan. This screen shows us some of the ideas that IBM are looking to implement. On the left, we have a navigation and scope area where we can search for information or define the scope of what we're currently working on. Based upon the selections that we place over here, the information in the middle provides us a feed of information from a range of sources relevant to that scope. So this can include mail, it can include information from other applications, RSS feeds, activities, meetings, and the like. And at the top, there's an area in which you can collaborate by adding additional material directly into the ecosystem. So that was Project Vulcan. Let's look at how we might be able to take some of those concepts and apply them to the original Notes application that was developed with Note 6. Using XPages technology and applying Project Klingon, we can actually achieve some of the things that are present inside Project Vulcan, but we can do it today using Notes 8.5.1 and XPages. On the left-hand side, just as we do with Vulcan, we have a navigation and concept area where we're providing information about what we're currently looking at. And then on the right-hand side, we have the feeds of information that have come in. In this case, it's the information that was in our library. And at the very top of the screen, we also have this same mechanism for being able to add additional information. So let's now look at how we might be able to scope the information that we want to look at. I've broken it down into a number of distinct areas. The first of these is collections. So within our library, we have a series of collections, much as you do in a real library. We have articles, we have books, we have podcasts, we have presentations, and we have views. So we could use this as a way of actually cutting down to look at a particular collection. Underneath that, we have properties. This has got an area where we can do a lot more development, but at the moment some of the things that you might include under properties are things such as show me just my unread information, or show me the information that I have flagged. Peoples and community is the next dimension that we can look at, where we can look at the information that's targeted or related to a specific people or groups of people, otherwise known as communities. Topics. Within Project Vulcan, topics are taken as a term to include things such as tags, categories, and search terms. And then the final area of categorization is projects, which within Project Vulcan is taken to meaning the intersection between people and communities and topics. At any point in time, I can control the way that I want my timeline of information to display. At the moment, I'm looking at it by timeline. I might choose to look at it in a threaded view. I might want to look at by collection, by topic, or by person. I can control how many I want to see on the screen at any point in time. I can even change the number of items that are displayed across the screen. This would be particularly useful when you've got high resolution monitors and you've got the capacity to absorb more information on the screen at once. So let's look at how we might be able to narrow our focus and get to some very specific information. Using the bar at the top, I could come in and I might decide that I want to look at information that relates to one particular person. So here I'm going to choose Bruce Elgert, press enter. And what you'll see is that the people and community has now been changed so that I'm looking specifically at just Bruce Elgert, and the timeline down the bottom is just showing me the material that I have in my library that relates to Bruce. And in this case, you can see there are 4 presentations that Bruce has given at various. If I click over the top of any of the photos, you can see I can get a profile on that particular person. And there is actually a link here to the presentation itself, because Bruce has kindly published this out on a public resource. In this case it was SlideShare, so I could now step through and have a look at the presentation that Bruce did. Having done that, I might now decide that I want to look at to see some information about XPages. So I can type in XPages, and now the information has been changed so that the topic is XPages, but we're looking at it across all people, and I've got the various pieces of information. I've got articles, presentations, and the like that have been tagged against XPages. If I wanted to, I might have an additional presentation that I've got, so I want to add a presentation. So I just come down here and click on presentation, and then I can fill in the information and save it away. What we've also tried to do here is demonstrate how we can exploit the linking capability. So when I hover over a particular person, I get to see the profile. If I was to click on that, it would actually take me to Chris Tui's wonderful website. You may have noticed this, but as I hover over each individual article, a series of icons appear down the bottom. These are the collaboration set that allows me to add collaboration to any specific item. The first of these icons is used to denote this as a favorite. It's providing me with a short list of items that I refer to on a regular basis. The next one is for rating of the item, so I can convey just how good a particular item may be. The third icon for adding comments to this particular item. The fourth one may be to link this item to other material that's somehow related. And the final one that I've conceptualized at the moment is a tagging icon that would allow me to add additional tags to this particular item. So hopefully what I've demonstrated to you is by using Project Klingon as an approach to existing applications, I can add new levels of collaboration that were not previously available. And in this way, I can build a true knowledge management system. Well, that concludes my preview of Project Klingon and the first prototype. It's still early days, there's a long way to go, and if anyone has any ideas or any thoughts they'd like to share, please do. This is very much a work in progress, and I look forward to having lots of meaningful discussions of how concepts such as this could be made available today as a stepping stone towards where we're ultimately going to be going with Project Vulcan. Thank you, and have a great day.